Hey, it's Owen from Enmore Audio, and this week we're going to be heading out into space. I'm playing with the Cosmos Soft Synth from Genki out of Reykjavik, Iceland. They're a technology company that's been around for about 6 years. We did a product demo of their wavering Midi controller a couple of years back, and this is their brand new soft synthesizer. Now this is their first instrument, an 8-voiced soft synth with an eye-catching interface. It's an analog-esque synthesizer, and it's called the Cosmos, and it has everything you'd want or need from a synthesizer: oscillator, arpeggiator, envelope control, LFO, filter bank, and reverb and delay. So rather than this feeling like a strictly controlled instrument, it's a very intuitive piece to play with and manipulate. The LFOs in particular are fantastic and provide a lot of motion on screen and through sound, and in this case they're called UFOs. Today I'm going to manipulate it live over a track that I've pre-recorded so I can get as far out as possible with my manipulations of the piece and see where it can take us. And afterwards I'll take you through what each and every feature on this piece actually does. All right, we've got presets. Up here, we've got a bank of 46 presets that the unit comes with, along with the option to save your own into the menu. Arpeggiator. Here, we've got a hold function that will hold all notes you press on your keyboard, and a sync metronome button that will sync to your project's BPM. Here, we've got a selection of 4 arpeggiator modes: off, upward, downward, up then down, and finally arpeggiation in the order that the notes were pressed. Here is the selector to choose how many octaves the arpeggiator will run over, from 1 to 3. And this spiral here is the rate controller for the arpeggiator speed. Over here in the oscillator orbital area, we've got harmonics in yellow, tone in blue, sub in red, and noise in pink. Here, as ADSR, we've got our envelope filters. I believe the first one is your standard volume envelope filter, and the second here exists to be able to patch onto different elements as you're playing. This little envelope next to them allows you to choose what you patch them to. The UFOs down here are LFOs that you patch by clicking on different elements and then selecting and dragging the feature you'd like to control. It's a smart little setup. And over here in the ringed planet section, we've got our filter bank. Yellow for frequency, blue for resonance, red for damp, and pink for drive. And finally, these arcs are the space section, your reverb and echo section. The yellow control is for reverb and the blue is for echo. We've got control here over the mix, time, damp, and feedback. And each of these settings can be easily mapped to Midi, so they can be manipulated with any kind of Midi controller too. And there we have it, the Cosmos from Genki. As a piece, it sits rather than a traditional synthesizer or an emulation as its own unit. It's an inspirational piece which allows you to experiment and explore sounds. This works to its advantage in building and finding new tones, which you can get lost in. Fortunately, it's very easy to save these in the preset menu and come back to any far out new sounds you've found. It's definitely a pleasure to use, and after a few hours of exploring and playing with it, I was able to start chasing sounds that I was actually trying to achieve. It's kind of like the first time someone put me down in front of a traditional modular synth with patch chords. After a while, you get used to it and you can start making experimental ideas with a trajectory in mind. And much like a traditional synth, there's no notes to guide you when you're trying to find specific chromatic tones, which I respect. They're not holding your hand, they're letting you explore and get far out with the piece. So, is this soft synth worth grabbing? If you're looking for a cool analog-esque synth with a good-looking interface, this could be the one for you. It's powerful and very easy to manipulate, which is exactly what you may be looking for when you're embarking on a trip down a synth hole. The Cosmos retails at about $140 US, but at the moment it's 50% off, so it's about $95 Australian. It's well built with a lot of thought put behind it, and if it inspires a new creative idea, essentially that's priceless. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time for more stuff.